me hit this.
Yep, you're live on there.
Yep.
Okay, you're live on Instagram, but you're not gonna be able to see
Comments.
the comments.
I'll get it together. Let's see. See if we disappeared. Nope, we are here.
Okay, so we're live on Facebook.
Yep.
Okay.
We are here, people. Happy Wednesday.
What's up, everybody?
Happy Wednesday. I feel like I'm talking low, so
I don't know. I think
let's
the
see here.
volume's up. I believe they hear you.
All right. Happy Wednesday. Happy St. Patty's Day, everyone.
You needed your green hat. Where's your green hat at?
Oh, no green. But we got a little bit blue-green in our logo.
Okay, there we go. That's a good thing.
Happy St. Patty's Day. I hope you all, everybody, like, someone at the office said today, Debbie Iron, she says, everyone is Irish on St. Patty's Day.
Absolutely.
So
everybody got a little Irish in them on St. Patty's Day.
So if you truly are Irish and you celebrate today, we'd like to see you post and say hello to us and what is your tradition. So that would be great. Well, we are excited, so excited to be here this Wednesday. We're going to give it a couple of minutes to see everyone come on, and our new time is 7 o'clock, of course, and we look forward to doing this every Wednesday, talking about building wealth. Actually, we are learning so much ourselves by doing this. So teaching is caring, sharing is caring, and it makes me research. Mm-hmm. It makes me want to get more involved. That's why they talk about, who you surround yourself with, is definitely a big part of who you are. So if you want to be going to higher heights, then you need to surround yourself and, with people with higher thinking, and also read books that will allow you to think differently. And it doesn't have to change your thinking completely, but, you'll be able to acquire knowledge to become better at the avenue that you're looking to take. Okay, so I think I said that uncomplicatedly. Sometimes I can get a little complicated with my speaking. That's why Curtis is smiling.
I'm just smiling because I'm letting you, you running the show. Go ahead. I'm like, you're doing your thing. I like it.
Yes, not running the show, but love to be on this on Wednesday. All right, so today we're talking about a pretty good topic that we know a little something about.
Like we don't know something about the other topics that we were talking about? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm not trying to say that.
Okay.
But
I was about to say.
We're learning, we're growing, right? And we're experiencing, and we're trying out some stuff too, mm-hmm. And we're also reminding ourselves of things that we used to do. And, it's good to grow. So this is not only growth, like I said, for everyone else, this is growth for myself. Mm-hmm. So, okay. So today we're talking about a good topic.
What to expect when purchasing in this market? Because this real estate market that we're in right now is, everybody just keeps saying that the real estate market is on fire. But I'm telling you, it's bigger than a fire. I don't know what's going on. The inventory is so low. And we're going to be discussing whether it's a buyer's or a seller's market. But in the current state that I see it as being a seller's market. And pretty much in every, in every realm of...
You're jumping ahead.
I'm jumping ahead? Okay. Sorry about that.
You're jumping ahead a little bit. People don't say it's on fire. The biggest thing I hear is people say it's crazy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A crazy market. So what do they mean? When people are hearing that it's a crazy market, what does that really mean? You know?
Well, that's why I went into being about buyers and sellers, because when it's crazy, it's kind of like being on a stock. If you ever seen how back in the day the stock floor and there everybody's out there and they're just calling out, yelling, buy, 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 sell, sell, sell. That's pretty much the market that we're in right now, because we have a bunch of buyers who are just trying to buy up everything, and there's not enough people out there selling, so the market is flooded with buyers. That's what I've been experiencing.
That's what you've been experiencing.
Hmm.
But Avery, hey Judy, how are you? I see you're driving, but you're listening. That's awesome. Well, that's what you have been experiencing. And you're saying that it's like that across the board.
Hmm.
It's across everywhere you know of. But, I beg to differ. And this is going to sound crazy
Hmm.
to people out there, but I beg to differ that it's a buyer's or a seller's market. You say you think it's a strong seller's market. I say, well, it all depends. It all depends on the pricing of the
Hmm.
home. It all depends on the area of the home. So it may not be a strong seller's market in some areas and for some people.
Hmm.
Okay. So if you take, with that being said, let me just explain what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So what I'm talking about is we have a lot of buyers in that two, three, $400,000 range,
Absolutely.
right?
Anything, but to me, anything below 400,000 is a very strong seller's market.
Seller's market,
Yes.
absolutely. And what constitute a seller's market?
Uh, More buyers than sellers. I mean, more buyers than sellers. Yeah, I said it
Okay.
right.
All right. Yeah. So, what constitutes a seller's market is more buyers than sellers. How many months should the house be on the market before we say it's a seller's market?
I would say what, about
Or
30
touch
days, 30, 40 days.
30, 40. I knew I was going to tongue twister. 30, 40 days.
Yes.
Actually, it's going to be 3 months and under. If it sells
Hmm.
3 months and under,
Well, I'm telling you,
it's a seller's market.
it's a
In
seller's market
in
because
this
right,
market, it's selling 30 days.
30 to 40 days. If it's on the market more than 40 days, something's wrong.
Absolutely. If it's on the market more than, to me, I feel like 2 weeks, 14 days, there's something wrong because things are going off the shelf overnight.
Hmm.
Okay. So, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I have to say for sellers.
Hmm.
Okay. Now for buyers, that's a different story. So
Well, for my buyers, I'll tell you this. I
what's
mean,
that?
I'm a like kind of stroke my own ego a little bit, but for my buyers, it's real good because I'm a
What's that?
very good negotiator. So lately, I have been winning deals, and
Mhm.
it's been very
Fulfilling.
fulfilling.
Hmm.
Yes, it's been very fulfilling.
Okay,
Yeah.
we gonna rub his back, y'all, because he feels good about himself. He's been winning some deals in this
I'm,
tough market,
I'm
and it
telling
is a
you,
tough market.
it is really a tough market to be a buyer's agent. So I take my hat off to anybody else that is a buyer's agent in this real estate market right now.
Absolutely. So, so days on market is important to determine that. So anything that's on the market 3 months and lower, that is a seller's market. If you're on the market 4 months and higher, that is a buyer's market. So if you have a house that is $1.5 million and it may stay on the market about 7 months, that is a buyer's
Buyer's market.
market.
Buyer's
However, I can tell you this, if it used to be that type of house stayed on the market for a year and now it stays on the market for 6 months, it just switched over just like that to a seller's market.
market. Absolutely.
Okay. So that's what we want to think about too. Like how many days is it on the market? And like Curtis said, nowadays, 30 days is too long. Okay. At least that's where we're living here around Orlando, Florida,
In Central Florida.
in Central Florida area. That's what it is. Okay. So here's a good question to you. Do you think the prices are too high?
Ooh, that's a tricky one. Because everybody wants to see profit.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to see people make money.
Yep.
We live in a capitalist country,
Hmm.
so it's all about capitalism. So
Yes.
I believe that prices should be able to keep going up, but then again, there has to be a balance.
Correct.
There has to be some sort of a balance. And right now, I think it's a little off kiltered with the pricing.
Okay.
Pricing has escalated a little bit too much too quickly. That's
Okay.
my opinion. That's just my opinion.
That's your opinion.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. At well, a normal market, we'd want to say the prices may escalate about 3 to 5%, for the year.
No, well, you want it to grow a little bit more
Well,
than
that's
that.
what it's do in a normal market. That's what it
Yeah,
does. Three to
in a slow, but the way that the economy is right now, it should be at least I would say around 6 to 11.
See, we argue a lot with this because I just told him in a normal market,
Oh, right.
right? We're
Okay,
not in a
okay,
normal market. You see,
got you.
you see, ladies, how they hear what they want to hear. See this? So, in a normal market, about 3 to 5 or 6%. But
Right.
at this time, what are we escalating in?
Oh, it's probably. I want to say it's got. I don't. I honestly, I don't know the percentage, but if I was fair to make a guess, I would say somewhere around 15 to 25%.
It's
You know.
about 12 to 15%. That's what we're escalating at right now.
Yeah.
So that is, I mean, people that have been in their house 2 years are seeing a return
Of
for.
yeah. So if you bought a house for 100,000, we're gonna just use simple numbers. If you bought a house for $100,000 6 months ago, right now your house is worth $125,000. I mean, you got $25,000 worth of equity in your
Mhm.
house automatically. I
Yeah.
mean,
That's
that's
great for sellers that
yeah, and
probably don't really like their house. They just bought it at the time,
right.
and now they want to sell and make a quick profit.
Hmm.
The only thing is where they're going to go,
Absolutely.
right? So the price is too high. I'd say it's escalating higher than normal.
Hmm.
Okay, so we're in a market that is not very normal. However,
Hmm.
it's still not as high as 2008. The escalation still isn't. You have some homes that sold in 2008 still have not got to their value of where they were at in 2008. So
Okay.
honestly, we're not a normal, let's say a normal market, but we're not, crazy and deranged and off the chain and whatever you want to call
Hmm.
it. Okay, so we're doing okay. We're doing okay. So when someone asks me, is the prices too high? I said, well, in 2006 they were too high. Now I don't know if I'd call it too high. I would call it climbing. Okay,
Hmm.
so are interest rates going to stay as low as they are? What do you
Um,
think?
are interest rates going to stay as low as they are? No, because they're moving up as we speak. I mean, I closed on something. I remember the beginning. I had a closing the beginning of this year,
Mm-hmm.
and my client got a really good rate around. And she had very good credit, and got like a 2.6% interest rate, which is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And I think now we're at like three and we're back at three. We're
Yeah.
definitely back at three.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get anything under three, you're doing still really good.
Yeah. Yeah. So Simone says, when looking for a realtor, what should a buyer look for? And we're going to come back to that
Hmm.
because we are going to
Touch on that
touch on
topic.
that a little bit as well.
Hmm.
Okay, so all right, so you think the rates are still good? They're going up, but they're still pretty good, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Did you have something to say?
No, I was trying to look at the comments while you were talking, and I was just taking a look at the comments up there. I see my buddy, my high school friend Tracy Lynch. Hey Tracy. Hey Amal. She says, "Hi, Grimes Group." Tracy said, "Miscommunication makes things interesting," and we try to keep it interesting. You stick with us; it's definitely going to be interesting because
Yeah.
I don't think there's any miscommunication. I think we just, we're both two strong-minded individuals, so we kind of bump heads a little bit.
Yeah.
She knows what she knows. I know what I know, and then we kind of try to meet in the middle the best that we can.
Yeah. Well, we have to in order to work together, or else we probably strangle each other, and but it
See, that's a
doesn't work
good thing.
like
See, she just strangled herself. She didn't come over here and try to strangle me. So that's a good thing. We're making progress.
We're making progress. Simone asks, when looking at an old home, what should I negotiate on? She also said it keeps it live. Yes, this is live. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about the negotiation process. We're going to touch on that as well. So let's talk about, we're getting into it now a little bit. So let's talk about what is appraised value. So the prices are going up for homes, okay? And there may be some talks of, well, is the house going to appraise? And, if you're not in the market, you may not understand what that means. Or if you're in the market and know what that means, you may be like, oh, it's a scary thing. These things aren't going to appraise. So let's talk about that a little bit. Mm-hmm. So what is an appraisal?
Well, oh my goodness, that's a good question. Now that one you're going to stump me on, because an appraisal is a value that is given by, oh my goodness, there's a FISPA, or I forgot, I think it's called FISPA. That's one of the realtor book questions, honestly. I remember that when I took my realtor's test, about what an appraiser is. Appraiser is just a person.
Well, put it in simplest terms.
Oh, simplest terms. Okay, yeah. Simplest terms. A person that comes out, looks at the value of the house, does a comparative market analysis of, of the other homes in the area that are similar to the home that you are either selling or buying, and gives you the value based on the information that they're provided of the value of that home.
Absolutely. And is it a fact or is it an opinion of the appraiser?
It is an opinion.
It is an opinion.
All it is an opinion, somebody's opinion on what something is worth.
Absolutely. The only thing is, with that opinion, the bank that is giving you the money depends strongly on that opinion that they are being given by the appraiser. So appraiser comes out, values the house, and they say whether it's worth the price that it's listed or the price that you want to pay for it or not. Okay, so that can kill a deal very quickly if it doesn't go to appraised value. And like I said, who determines that appraised value is the appraiser, okay, hired by the buyer for the use of the lender to evaluate the property. Now, so you have appraisal and you have worth or value.
Okay.
You have value and you have worth.
Right.
So value, if someone values something, they can put a higher price tag on it.
Absolutely.
Right? Than someone else that says, oh, this is worth this amount of money. Right?
Correct.
So at that point in time, do we have a conflict sometimes?
Oh, absolutely. Homes are not like, say, everything that we put value on. If you were to buy gold, okay, the price of gold fluctuates. Okay. It stays a valuable item, but it's a commodity. It's something that, you buy, you sell, and it's a precious metal. But on the same terms of using that within the housing market, value is based on, the desire, the amount that is available.
Right.
The amount of homes that are available, and the amount of people, again, back to sellers and buyers. How many sellers are there out there? How many buyers are there out there? I was trying to pull up my stats. I couldn't find where the stats were for this month.
Hmm.
Um, but I know it's down. I think it was about 19% or somewhere around there from what it was last year. The amount of homes that are being listed.
Okay.
So the inventory is very low. So it's about supply and demand
Okay.
when it comes to that.
Okay. So someone's value on it
Mm-hmm.
may be a little higher if there is no supply and they cannot find what they really want.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say there's 4-bedroom homes out there, and you know it's probably will appraise for, let's say, 300,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But because there's a limited amount of 4-bedroom homes out there, and not very much of the ones that you see with the style of home you like, you may place a higher value on that home. The banks really don't care about the value you place on the home.
Mm-hmm.
They care about what they feel that they would be able to get for the home in case you were to default on that loan.
Absolutely.
So when people find that there's a higher value on the home that they find that is not the appraised value, sometimes they will look to put more money down on a house in order for the bank to approve them for the loan. So I'm not suggesting that's a great idea at all. I'm just telling you what some people have done.
Well,
okay, in order to purchase a property that they have put a higher value on than what it's appraised for.
Well, honestly, it's kind of a smart tactic. I mean, I'm kind of telling my secret right now on how I've been winning it. But look, I'm disappearing. I don't need to tell that.
Yeah, you got some secrets you need to keep to yourself. So
yeah,
that
I'm about to give everything out here. But no, in this current market though, when it comes to appraisal, when you're looking to purchase something, you want to try to come in with your highest and best.
Correct.
So you want to make your high, especially the way that this market is. I tell my buyer to come in with their highest and best offer.
Correct.
So basically, at that point, we're kind of depending. If it lowers, there's something within a contract that is called a contingency, an appraisal contingency. So I'm relying on that appraisal contingency to help my buyer save a couple of dollars.
Got it.
Because the bank is not going to loan on something that is higher than what you offer. So if the house is listed for $350,000 and we make a $360,000 offer, even my buyer can afford $360,000, and the house is worth $360,000. Now that's where it comes back to, like, what is the value of it? So what is that house worth to you? Is it worth you paying $360,000 for a house that's listed at $350,000? So are you willing to invest another $10,000 into that house?
Right.
So that's something that I try to make clear with my buyer. I let them know, hey, listen, what is it worth to you? Because if you're paying $2,000 a month rent, you're throwing money away anyway. So to pay a little bit overpriced, because the market may be a little bit overpriced, to pay $10,000 overpriced, you're going to get it back in 5 years. So it's not going to really hurt you in the long run. It may hurt you up front, but it's not going to hurt you over time.
Right. Okay. All right. So let's talk about how do you know what the house is really worth? So that comes with the type of realtor you hire as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll go back to Simone's question. What do you look for in a realtor? And that could probably be a whole session. But one of the things that you do want to look for is a realtor that's going to be able to provide you with information, that you can't readily find on the internet. I don't like, once I have a buyer or a seller, I like to provide them with as much information as possible so they don't have or feel the need to go and research it elsewhere. So I'm constantly answering my phone and answering questions because I don't want them to have to go and see something incorrectly on the internet. Internet is a big place. So,
and you can definitely get misinformed. A lot of people see
mhm,
certain things. People be like, okay, no money down to buy a home, and they're
mhm,
not looking at kind of the fine print
yep.
in that no money down situation. I mean, not to
That's a
say,
whole nother. That's a whole
yeah,
nother.
that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, that's when
Um,
we're probably going to bring the lender in order to explain that a little clearly. But
exactly.
not that we can't, but we don't have the license to do so, so we're not going to get into it. But there's a number
Yeah,
of programs.
there's a number of programs. I mean,
Yeah.
like I just had someone qualify for USDA where it's 100%. We say no money down. It was 100% loan, but they still have to have some sort of. You got to have some skin in the game. I mean, I don't think there's no program that's gonna let you come in the door and you have no money in your bank account, and that's what people think is that they
Mhm.
can have zero money in their bank account and
Mhm.
buy a house.
Well, wait a minute now. If you top a USDA loan, okay, USDA loan with a Florida grant program,
Hmm.
okay,
Hmm.
a DPA program, if the money is available, because
Right.
there's a
Well,
lot of ifs in there.
that's a
And if
funded
you
program. Right.
qualify, because you have to have an income that qualifies, can't make too much money, can't make too little.
Hmm.
So there's a big if in there. But I've seen it done where a buyer has purchased a house with $100.
Yeah,
A
that's
lot of
it's very
so I've
unlikely.
seen it
It's
done.
very unlikely, but
But it's a tough thing to depend on purchasing a house for $100. Okay,
mm,
I don't think that anybody should depend on purchasing a house for $100. I
Simone
think
said
that,
that
and then
was
we're
her
going to
next
talk
question.
about some things that you need to do.
Yeah,
Okay.
Simone said that was her next question. I guess I can't really see the comment there.
So let's go back to the original one. How do you know what the house is really worth? You ask your realtor for what?
For CMA,
Okay, what is a CMA?
a comparative market analysis.
Right.
Hmm.
So a comparative market analysis
Hmm.
will show you what?
It'll give you, the demographics of the area, the geographics of the area, of where that home is,
Uh-huh.
and find you know a house that is similar to the one that you're looking at, and give
Mm-hmm.
you the value based off of square footage, how many bedrooms, type of roof that the house has. I mean, all of the things that an appraiser is going to be looking at. So
Right.
it's basically an appraisal before the bank's appraisal.
Correct. And a CMA is very good for a realtor to provide to you if you're purchasing a property. Because here's the thing. you, you don't want to purchase a house for, let's do an easy number, 100,000, and find out that just 15 days ago your neighbor purchased one next door to you that looks even better shape than
For
yours
50,000.
for about 50,000.
Yeah, then
You're gonna be pretty
you had a
upset.
really bad realtor.
You're gonna
had a
be
bad
pretty
realtor.
upset. So it's a good thing to have your realtor do a comparative market analysis. You want to ask your realtor if that's something they do within when it comes to purchasing a home.
Hmm.
Okay, for you. Also, okay, so we touched on that. Now, again, what you should look for in a realtor, we'll touch on that if we have some time a little later. We're going to get through these questions.
Hmm.
But definitely, that's one of the things that we want to talk about. Now, is okay, we said that asking price the same as the appraised value. I have my questions, my cheat sheet.
Hmm.
Should I pay? Should I wait? Oh, okay, so this is a good one. We didn't discuss this. Should I wait to purchase a home? And I'm asking you, Curtis, should I wait to purchase a home or should I buy it now?
With the
If
current,
someone were to ask you that,
if someone were to ask me today to
yes,
buy a house,
yes,
I'd say the timing is always it's always a great time to buy a house, especially if you're renting. If you're renting, it's like a hands down. You need to buy a house. There's
okay,
there's no reason to be paying somebody else's mortgage
right, okay,
when you could be paying your own.
yep, very true, very true.
Hmm.
So, no time like the present.
No time like the present.
So it's a good time to buy. Just make sure that the property that you buy is one that is worth it to you. And also, if you had to stay there for the next 5 years, for whatever reason, if you had to stay there for the next 5 years, could you see yourself living there for the next 5 years? That's what I always tell people, because it's when I get a seller that calls me after I sold them a home, just a year ago, and say I'm ready to sell. My first question is why, and if it's not, that they have to move out of town because of a job or family or things like that, I said, well, why don't we try to stay in there just a little bit longer in order to get some of that equity out of the home that so you don't have to go to the table and bring any money down, because that happens too. Okay, so
but you know what? When you say that, I try to give people a really clear picture too. If you stayed in the house, say for under 5 years, say you were in there for 4 years, right? And you paid $200,000 for the house.
Yeah.
Your mortgage, you put down, $10,000 when you bought the house. Okay?
Right.
So you're $10,000 invested in the house, and now you got your mortgage payments. Say they're $1,500 a month. $1,500 a month mortgage payment over. Let me break out my calculator.
Yeah, because I was hoping you wasn't going to try to ask me to do some math. I'm a realtor, not a mathematician.
So if we got $1,500 a month, you're going to do that times 12 months. So that's $18,000 a year, right?
Yeah.
So $18,000 a year times the 4 years. That's wrong. I did something.
Yeah.
That's not 72,000. Yeah, times 4 years. Oh, it is 72. I did it right. Okay, so that's $72,000 over 4 years. What you would have invested into your house. Okay, so now you go to sell your house within that 4 years.
72,000.
You invested. So now you're really all in that house. $72,000 plus the 10 that you put down, 10 you put down, and the closing costs. So let's just say $85,000.
Okay.
So you're in the house $85,000 after 4 years,
yes.
right?
Yes.
So now you take that $85,000, and you're gonna kind of want that back. So now you go and you sell your house. And you sell your house you bought it for $200,000. You sell in that 4 years, it's say worth $240,000, right? $240,000. Just easy number. So we're at $240,000.
No number is easy for a realtor.
So we're at $240,000 selling price. So now when you put it on the market, by the time you sell it, and you have to bring money to the table. So people are like, well, why am I paying to sell my house? You're not really, because see, if you think about it, you were paying $1,500 a month when you were renting, and you don't get, and that's out the window. You don't get any of that back.
Yeah.
Now you're taking the equity that you put into it, and you're able to get something back. You're getting something back.
If you had to bring to the table, you're not bringing $85,000 to the table. There you go.
Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly.
And you're living in the home that you love.
You lived in a place that you love. So basically, you didn't pay rent for a couple of those months.
Yes.
Even though you're bringing something to the table, there's really, but it's over the long term, and people don't see that. They don't see where, like, well, what am I getting back? No, you got something all along the way.
Yes.
Because you were living in this place. So really, it worked out a lot cheaper than you would have paid if you were renting.
So it's a mindset.
It is. It's all about a mindset.
It's the way you look at things. It's just like if you look at a glass, are you going to look at that glass that has half water in it? Or are you going to look at it half full or half empty? And it's the same concept, because you've now taken that and says, okay, well, you're not really losing money. You actually made money during those 4 years. Okay, maybe you may not have made as much as you were hoping to make, but you still made money during those 4 years. You gave yourself a pay raise.
Absolutely.
In some form. Okay. So that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. So should I wait to purchase a home or should I buy now? I say buy now.
Now buy now. I say the same thing. Let's get it going. As long as, like I said, as long as you are not feeling as, I'm a person that is big on how you feel about the home too. If you feel good about that purchase, it's going to feel good every month you pay your mortgage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's yours. Okay. So, so if I'm thinking about purchasing a home this year or in the upcoming months, what are my steps? I want to make sure that we got everybody's questions before. Oh, when looking at a home, what should I negotiate on? Oh, those are one of the things Simone asked. She asked, when looking at an old home, what should I negotiate on? Okay, that's something that is a tricky question because it depends on what market you're in.
Yeah, in this market, you don't want to try to negotiate on too much because there's so many people out there
that's willing to take it.
That's willing to take it, and they can take on the responsibility. So if the house needs
too much,
say the house needs new carpet, new flooring, you have people that are like, you know what? I got my cousin that could come and do the floors for me for $5,000, and I'm willing to still buy the house because there's no other houses available. So in this market, I tell people, don't try to negotiate for too much, because if you try to negotiate for too many items, you may push yourself out of a deal.
That is correct. I strongly agree with that. And if you feel like you're going into a contract where, let's say, the AC, now that's something that's pretty major, the AC or the roof, we have to look at the major stuff, or the wiring is terrible.
And what I've been doing now, though, is I try to get my people a home warranty. So that's the security, because I want people to, when they get into a home, I want them to be secure.
Right.
So I don't want them to have, no escalated charges when they get in, and then they get blindsided. The AC goes out and they're like, boom, I need $6,000 for a new air condition. And a lot of times somebody get in their house and they don't have any other money left. Right. So, they saved up their money to put down the down payment. They're paying their mortgage. They're paying their water bill. They're paying the light bill. They got all these bills. They're paying their car note and all the other regular expenses that they have. And then you go and get blindsided. So, one thing that I do, specifically as a buying agent, I make sure that I try to negotiate. One of my biggest negotiations right now is a home warranty, because I think it gives a sense of security and just that sense of stability.
Okay.
So that you're standing on some type of stable ground right now.
Absolutely.
When you're getting in the home.
Also, make sure when you're purchasing a home and you are buying property insurance, make sure that you really look at the itemized coverage that you have. I think that's an important factor as well, because even with let's say like hurricane season, it comes to Florida, and make sure that your coverage will your insurance company will cover that, and look at your deductible. Things like that are very important when you're purchasing a home. So don't just rush to get insurance as well. Make sure that the insurance that you get is something that's good. Okay. So the other thing is, so I think, yes. So I hope we answered your question, Simone, with with what to negotiate on. Bigger items in this market, really big items that you wouldn't be able to do.
Roof or air conditioning,
AC, those are pretty big.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those big ticket items, I would still negotiate. If the house needs a roof, then that's definitely something to negotiate.
Yeah, and it all depends on what it's. I forgot my.
Okay. I can't think for you.
Oh man! Okay, I feel like you the other week.
You feel like me the other week. No, you feel like you. Yeah.
All right, whatever it is, it'll come back like when we're off this, and I'll get it to you somehow. Okay. So, the next thing is if I'm thinking about purchasing a home this year or in the upcoming months, what are my next steps? Okay. One,
Save some money.
get your money together.
Get your money right.
Get your money right. Tighten up your belt.
Yeah,
Save as much as possible.
As my daughter would say, what is it? Damn, I can't even think.
Oh, see, I told you.
I can't think what she says. She says, get your money up, not your funny up, or something crazy.
Get your money up, not your funny up. Get your money up. Get your money right. Start saving. Cut where you can. If you know that you like Starbucks, every day, maybe you want to cut it down to once a week. Still live your life, treat yourself, but just remember the goal that you have in mind. And that goes back to one of the first.
I think our first wealth building was all about mindset.
Mindset, and goals.
And goal setting. Mindset and goal settings.
Absolutely. So the other thing is have an idea
of the area.
Yes, the area that you want to live in, and the average price. That you are looking to spend. The reason why a lender will most likely ask you, how much are you looking to get approved for? That's sometimes one of their questions. And, during their applications, they'll say, how much are you looking to get approved for? And you don't have to have the exact number, but having an idea is good, so you can ask the lender, okay, if I want to spend $2,500 a month, what is my house?
What's your comfortability?
Yeah.
I think is the biggest thing that I ask my buyers is like, okay, so right now, are you comfortable paying if they're renting?
Are you comfortable paying your rent?
Are you comfortable paying the rent that you're paying? So if you're not comfortable paying that rent, then you don't want to go beyond that.
That is correct. Absolutely.
So you want to try to keep it below that because, with purchasing a home, there is a lot of other maintenance items that you now take on because you don't have, a maintenance man to come and take care of those maintenance items for you that need to be maintained.
Yeah, no maintenance man, ladies, coming to maintain the property or whatever. Okay, so let's see. What will what will I need for my lender to get things together? What do I need?
You're going to need your pay stubs, 2 years of tax statements, your government ID, your work history, some showing some job stability that you've been on your current job for a period of time, that people feel that the banks want to know that their money is secure, that they're going to give you. So you want to make sure that you have yourself set in a very secure position.
Correct.
to be worthy of someone wanting to loan you some money.
Right.
So keep your worth up. Stay worthy.
Okay. Well, that's some way to put it.
Yes.
Keep your worth up. Okay.
Keep your worth up. Stay
well,
worthy.
you're worth, even if you had $0 in your pocket, you're worth more than anything in the world.
But you're not worth enough for me to give it to you if you can't keep a job. If I was to pay and you can't keep a job and you don't pay off your loans or your other debts and you have plenty other debts, then don't expect me to give you a dime. And I tell that to
the bank.
And I tell that to my kids.
God says that you're worth way more.
Yes.
Than that.
Y'all better thank the Lord that I am not the Lord, because y'all wouldn't get nothing.
No, he didn't. I don't believe he said that. Okay. So let's move on. So 2 years, taxes, 4 weeks, pay stubs. And then you want to decrease your debt as much as possible. Okay.
Alicia liked that one. I thank you, Alicia. She said, "Keep your worth up." That's right. Keep your worth up.
But you want to decrease your debt as much as possible. So if you have loans out there, if you have car loans, if you have credit
Pay your
cards
bills.
and stuff.
Pay your bills, people. Pay your bills. If you pay your bills,
you are on a roll, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm feeling good right now. Pay your bills. Because I'm tired of paying my kids' bills. I'm about to feel like Kirk Franklin up in here in a second.
Ooh, he gonna get it later. He gonna get it.
No. But thank the. Well, you know what? I'm gonna just touch that real quick because I just seen this thing about Kirk Franklin, and I feel really bad for.
So why are you laughing?
Because it's not funny. It's really serious. It's sad to a certain extent. I know I'm jumping off topic, but I'm just gonna throw this in here because, like I said, I just seen the little video about Kirk Franklin and what he's going through with his son. And we all have kids, and they can be feel kind of entitled or whatever at a certain stage of their life. Mm-hmm. But I think what his son did to me, I think that was totally wrong. Mm-hmm. To record his father. I mean, his dad lost it, and I know I could probably be in that position of losing it and losing my patience, especially when you feel like you've done so much for somebody for them to to come at you the way that his son did. But again, that's way off topic. I just thought it registered. It registered for a second.
Pay your bills.
Pay your bills. Exactly. Because I'm
Let's go back to that.
Yeah, pay your bills.
No, seriously. Pay down. And here's a suggestion: pay the bill down that is the least highest. Okay, so you want to, if you have $1,000 bill and you have a $500 bill, let's aim towards the $500 bill because you're going to pay that down quicker. Mm-hmm. Okay. You also want to be able to pay the one that has the highest interest. Simone says, yo. I didn't see totally off topic, Simone. Anyway, so you also want to be able to pay the one you feel. Pay the one with a very high interest rate, okay? So this way, you can pay it down quicker, okay?
And pay the one that has the highest interest rate.
Yeah, the highest interest rate. That's what I said.
Oh,
the least amount also the highest interest rate.
I didn't hear you say the interest. Mm-hmm. But,
so if you got 3 bills, that's $5,000, 3 credit cards, $5,000, you need to go to the one that has the highest interest rate and start paying that down first. Yes. You pay that down quicker. Mm-hmm. Okay, the other thing is some people, I wasn't going to touch on this, but I'll touch on it. So, consolidation. Mm-hmm. A lot of people say to myself, well, I'll just consolidate this, and there's always credit card companies sending you money or sending you resolutions to consolidate. Okay, and they'll say 0 interest rate for 10 months or a year.
6 months, a year, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you don't think you're going to pay a ton of that money down in a year because you're going to be fooling around and pay your, your regular payment, don't do it. Please don't do it. Because what's going to happen is at the end of that 6 months, your interest rate is going to skyrocket. Mm-hmm. And the other fees that they did not tell you about because it's in fine print, mm-hmm. that they will tag on 0.25% or something like that on the balance. Mm-hmm. So please, there's a lot of talk about consolidation, and yes, that is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, if you are disciplined. If you are
disciplined, correct. Yeah. That is the word.
You got to be disciplined. I mean, but that's where...
Don't just consolidate every 6 months. Oh, I'm gonna move it from this credit card to this credit card.
I mean, honestly, that's another thing. I mean, you're touching on something that is a smart way to move money around, but you have to know what you're doing.
Yeah, because in 6 months you're gonna be you're gonna be living.
But no, there is a system mm-hmm. that people use. Mm-hmm. I've never done it, so I don't know it specifically, but I do know of it, where you take one credit card,
Mm-hmm.
you pay off the other one, you keep the money flowing so that, but you have to keep the dates
So you
in
keep
time.
dodging.
You keep dodging.
Dodging. I'm not recommending that. Okay.
No, but listen,
I'm
it
just
works though. I mean, but you have to know. You better know it to a science because you can get caught up.
Okay.
Because you can, but it can help you. It can help you to say establish some sort of wealth from it. By taking, say you have 10,000. Again, I better not talk on it because I really don't know it.
Yeah.
I don't know how the system is, but I know a little bit about it, enough to get myself in trouble, I guess.
Oh, okay. So don't do it. If it can get you in trouble, don't do it. The other thing is speak with a lender, obtain a credit report. Sometimes we are not aware of what's on our credit report, which not too long happened with us. You're not aware. Sometimes you get a credit report and you're just not aware that, something's on there that you need to take care of. These billing companies are very tricky and sly and, all of these things. I actually have credit monitoring now. So I see what's going on with my credit basically at all times. As soon as somebody looks at my credit, I get an alert. But not everybody has that. Capital One will offer CreditWise, and they will look at your credit as well monthly. So that's an option for you. But even still, it is good if you are looking to buy a house. It is good to go to a lender, let them run your credit, ask them what you need in order to get prepared if you're looking to get a house in the next 6 months, or the next year. You need to know sometimes what's there that you have no clue of. Okay. Okay. And the other thing you'll need is any money that you have everywhere. So sometimes people will have 401ks and you'll need your statements for that. So that's a good thing to have. So I think that's basically a wrap of what you'll need when it's time to purchase your home in the next couple of months. And of course, you'll need a great realtor. So with that being said, if you are in the Central Florida area,
it doesn't matter.
We will love to assist you.
You don't have to just be in the Central Florida area. I will assist you wherever you are. I have a network of realtors that I work with.
Well, I was going to say that, babe.
Oh, you was? Oh, okay. I was about to say. Oh, no. I'll leave it for you to say.
No, you can say it. You have a network of realtors.
I have a network of realtors that I work with. So if you got a house in, we've sold properties in Wisconsin, California. Oh man, I can't, all over. I mean, we've worked with a lot of agents in a lot of different states. Texas. Yeah.
It's very few times that it doesn't work out. It's very few times. So we remember the times if it doesn't, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But there's very few times when it doesn't, because we like to get people that are knowledgeable about the area. We do a lot of legwork to build these partners
to match you up.
So it's a good thing. Oh, Simone says, why is the 401 important? Well, the 401k is important because they're going to need to know the assets that you do have. Now, some people will borrow from their 401k for their first home. Did I lose? No,
No, you didn't lose it. It's still live.
Oh, okay. So, let's see if I can do this. Okay, here it goes. So, I think she said, why was it important? I don't know if I answered that, but it's important because a lot of first-time home buyers will use their 401k to borrow against for their first home. So they'll take money out of there penalty-free in order to purchase their first home. Another way of doing it is 1031s.
1031 exchange.
That's another way of getting money if you've had a house and now it's sitting somewhere and you're ready to purchase another house. You may put it in a 1031 exchange. Yeah. Also, the bank needs to know your assets. What do you have? So they're going to ask you for any annuities you have, the 401k, and all these things that you have, and it will build your portfolio for them to feel comfortable in loaning you the money.
Hmm. Yeah, you covered it.
Okay.
There's really nothing else left for me to say on that one.
Okie dokie.
All
So I
right.
think that is, all about what we had to say, unless anyone else has any questions that we can answer.
Mm. No, no question, no questions, but
Okay.
just a bunch of shout outs here. Again, hello Amal, thanks for joining us. Tracy, Alicia, definitely appreciate you guys tuning in. And a lot of times, the funny thing is, we get all of these people that hit me up later in the week with, like, oh, they watched the video. So, hey, it's a
That's a
great
good
thing.
thing. Yes.
Share it with your friends. If
Yep.
somebody that's looking to, some that needs some information that hopefully that we're giving. We're here to give it, and that's what we're here to do. We're looking to help you build wealth. Um, as we're building our wealth, we just want to be able to contribute and kind of give back, some of the knowledge and the wisdom and the education that we've, taken on through our experiences. So that's,
Absolutely.
yep. Well, there was something popped up. Programs for first time buyers and not
Not
so
so
first
first
time.
time. And we were going to touch on that too. And I told Curtis I think we agreed that it was, we need to have a lender on here
Mhm.
to talk about those first time home buyer programs
Yeah, because
that's available to you.
a lot of
Um,
them are granted programs, so it depends. Some are specific to a county or just a locality, a local area where there's some like a government grant or funding or something that they have a pot that they put X amount of dollars in,
mhm.
and for a certain amount of first time home buyers. So you have something like NACA, the NACA program, which is another program. So you know what? That's a good thing. Maybe we should get somebody from NACA to probably come on and
Mhm.
tell us about the NACA system, because a lot of people want to use that to purchase home.
And the most common is FHA, you know? So it's
Hmm.
important to, we're going to get a lender on here to talk about some of the programs that may be available, because I think that is a good thing, to be able for them to go into a little detail about it. Okay.
Hmm.
But thanks. That's a good question, Simone. Thank you.
Okay, and we got a question on Facebook. Judy said the USDA HUD grants, how long does the certificate last? I believe those
5
certificate
years,
last, is
around
it
5.
Is it 5 years?
I know the grants. There are grants out there that last for 5 years.
Hmm.
As far as how
It's
long a
between a year and five
USDA
years. I know that.
program lasts, I don't think
I'm
there's
not
no
sure.
any limit on the USDA. There is limit on eligibility,
What happens
meaning
too
if
is
it's the area,
right, and honestly, the map changes.
the map
So
has changed. Yes,
so people have to stay aware of that, because where USDA homes were before, that may not be considered a USDA area anymore, because it's more for agricultural is the reason why USDA they loan to rural areas, so where it's not densely populated and they're trying to get people to populate that area.
that is
So
correct. I have a
so
buyer going through that right now.
yeah, like I said, honestly, my last closing, I think last week, was USDA, and it's a great program to be. I mean, between the two best programs that I'm seeing right now are either USDA or VA, and VA hands down. I mean, if you're a veteran, definitely now is the time to buy for you. If you're a veteran and you don't own your home, the government is giving you guys great rate, and you well deserve it. Thank you, everyone that
Thank
is
you
a
for
veteran,
serving.
for your service.
Absolutely.
Uh, but if you are a veteran, you deserve the low rates that you're getting.
Yeah.
So, and matter of fact, there was, there was a family that we helped,
Hmm.
and they got a a VA loan, and their VA loan was phenomenal. And then they don't pay any local taxes or anything like that. So it's a lot of incentives there for veterans.
Yep. Absolutely.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
I think we're wrapping it up. It is
we're
8 o'clock.
It's 7:57.
7:57. 3 minutes to 8.
Yeah.
Hey Ozzy, I see you. Saying hello to you right here. And I hope you all enjoyed this evening. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to us at the Grimes Group info@gmail.com. Grimesgroupinfo@gmail.com.
Or you can call that. Let's see. That number right there is backwards. You can call this number right here.
613.
I couldn't work as a weatherman because you know how the weather people do that? That's kind of cool though. But my finger keeps disappearing. But call that number right over there.
321-613-8382 while he figures out his facial.
Okay, there we go. Right there.
Yeah.
That number right there. Oh, I got it. That one right there. 321-613-8382. Give us a call.
Are you having
number.
fun?
I'm having fun.
All right. Good
I
night, y'all.
I have fun every Wednesday. I enjoy doing this, getting on here, and then I have people call me later, asking me a whole bunch of crazy questions. But anyway.
It's not crazy. Good night, y'all. Have a good night. I'll talk to you later.
Well, hold up. Judy said a couple more things here. Thank you, Judy. Judy's always giving us great information. Said, yes, my son only had to do $1,000 earnest money deposit. Okay, that's very good for a $250,000 house. Yeah, because the normal and that's another. And
that's why
topic.
I'm saying there's times when it's the USDA is combined as well.
Yep.
So it's a very good thing. These new home builders, they know how to do it if they're in a USDA area. Okay, so it depends on a lot of things how you're able to get eligibility for those programs. So it's not just one thing. One size does not fit all.
No, everybody's circumstance and situation is different.
Yeah.
And the great thing is that, lenders do take into account all of those, possibilities, like, but, certain things that we don't have anymore, like no doc loans. That's kind of thing of the past, but honestly, those are coming back. So if you're like a business owner and your money is not documented.
And the lender told me today that the money for investors, so interest rates for investors are going up for second home. If you're buying a second home. So that may affect your purchasing decision as well. So you may want to get in there as quickly as possible. That's all I'm saying. If you're going to purchase an investment property, let's try to do it and you're already approved and you're ready to go, do it now. Okay? So I think that's it.
That's
right?
It. That's a wrap. It's 8 o'clock.
It's a wrap. Have a good night, everyone. Over and out.
Absolutely. We enjoyed y'all. Thank you very much.
Thank you for participating. Bye-bye.